Right, good evening, club. It's the long await. As you'll see here, we have the captain of boats and the chairman.
Good evening.
First lady's indoors attending to pressing matters. It's anyway, chin chin, tempus pro proximo, and welcome to the Henley Quiz. This is going to be a whistle-stop tour because, unfortunately, I can't work out the resolution of how to basically video low res, so it's going to be quick. We've had an excellent number of entries this year. It's the chair of the Wines and Spirits Committee, the vice chairman, captain of boats, the treasurer, my dear mama, and bomber. And of course the Antipodean ambassador. So 7 entries. So which of the 7 is going to win? Brace yourselves. Let me firstly remind you of the questions. Firstly, which unfortunate event led to the withdrawal of bombers at DFC? Did he crash his Vulcan into Lincoln Cathedral? Did he nuke Russia starting World War III? Or did the captain grasp up to the authorities because he didn't have a DFC really, and it was just a abomination on his abomination? Do you like that? On his service record. On his service record. We've had a good lunch. Anyway, we'll soon find out. Australia now have a new woman Prime Minister. How did the Antipodean ambassador celebrate? Did she go to have a facial? Did she have a stiff word with her personal trainer? Did she do all 3? Or did she send a formal letter of congratulation saying it's about bloody time some women got a good job? We'll soon find out. It's point 3. Witham Rowing Club, founded in 1991, comes of age in 2002. How many consecutive years has the WRC been represented at Henley when the chairman, captain of boats and first lady make their presence felt? Well, it's we'll find that out very shortly as well. Number 4, inflation. How much was PIMS in 1990 compared with 2010? Good question. Number 5, how many members of the Witham Rowing Club are on first name terms with David Cameron, our Prime Minister? A very good question indeed.
I think just judge's ruling. I don't think it says that on the question. What was the very word?
I think. Well, I beg your pardon. How many members of the WRC are on terms with on first name terms with the Prime Minister? And for a bonus point, after whom, or specifically what, was Dave's friend the captain named? Is of course the question. Number 6. The captain is at Henley courtesy of a spurious conference he's invited himself to in order to deliver a paper. Such ingenuity can be directly attributed to his having actually had a job delivering papers in his youth. Is this true or false? Well, we can ask the man himself. It's how far did the vice chairman hitch to attend Henley in 1991, showing dedication to the cause even before the club existed? You may recall he had to go from Sunderland to Reading. So there we go. Work this out. Charlotte, you forgot. You thought you'd come all the way from India.
Which is a lot of hitchhiking. And even Edward couldn't manage to do
a lot of hitchhiking was a year after Charlotte, I'm afraid. It's number point 8. Did the ambassador likes going dancing, ladies' dancing clubs and all the rest of it. It's how much was dinner for 5 to the nearest £358.27? Very good question again. And of all the posts held by the club, who's the worst?
Which is the most inappropriate?
Yeah, the treasurer, the chair of the Wines and Spirits Committee, or the chairman, or all of us. So, let's go through what we had to come. Well, let's first time entry, bomber. With regard to the withdrawal of Bomber's DFC, he suggested that it was the captain who basically dobbed him in, and took great umbrage to the first 2 points. Well,
no, that's not entirely true, because actually he does actually allude to the fact that the second point, i.e.
nuking
Russia, thus almost starting World War III, was never actually proved, and he was just given a serious reprimand in his war record, and they were told to forget about it for political reasons.
Oh, well, there we go. That is absolutely very true. It's Bomber, amongst many other members, suggested that the Antipodean ambassadors booked a facial, only having found out that even the Antipodean ambassador said she booked a facial when she found out that they got a female prime minister.
Charlotte did actually say that she did all 3, which is nice.
Charlotte, that is absolutely priceless. I thought it was very funny. It's point 3. Bomber suggested that we've been represented for 1 consecutive year. Charlotte went for 11. It's mixing Bomber and Charlotte's on these, I'm afraid. It's,
the correct answer?
Yes, it's we have actually been represented for 19 consecutive years as the Witham Rowing Club, but 21 consecutive years because the first 2 years we were not the Witham Rowing Club. So anybody who got 19 or 21, I'll give you a mark for both of those, really.
And
Bomber said 1 consecutive year.
On the principle that
well,
we'd only actually had 1 year in all of the years which we've been there where one member of our esteemed group were actually sober enough to get us home. And
That's
that was on a
right.
year, I can't remember when, but somebody drove us home, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was his view. And any time which we weren't actually drunk, any time which we weren't actually sober, it didn't actually count.
Let's hope this
That's
is videoing, otherwise I'm going to be mortified. Right, okay. The inflation rate of PIMS between 1990 and 2010. Well, in 19, Bomber said it was £3 to 13. Charlotte just said £3. The actual answer is £2.50 per half pint or £5 a pint in
I believe
1990.
was the answer which I gave.
Or £8.80 this year, would you? £8.80.
Or £25 for a jug.
£25 for a jug, that's a Labour government, Tory
Which
government
we
fee,
had
isn't it?
to.
Yeah, we had, yeah, absolutely. Now, did the captain, did the captain ever deliver a paper round? Well, Bomber said false. Charlotte said false. We'll ask the captain at the end. It's, how far did the vice chairman hitchhike? It's, Bomber suggested that the VC had a very poor sense of direction, and he guessed 180. And Charlotte
Thought that she'd come from,
come from India. So
I
there we
actually
go.
looked it up on Google and got exactly the right mileage.
Wrong trip. It's are we still on this one? Spearmint Rhino. Oh, you forgot to answer this one, Charles, about whether or not the ambassador likes dancing girls. And Charlotte thought we were all much of a muchness with regard to who was the worst person on the committee. Anyway.
No, the other thing about was to the nearest £358.27, excluding service charge, and only including 2 bottles of wine, what was the cost of the meal. So anybody who put down anything other than £358.27 had really ought to have read the question more correctly. The kind of thing which one would say about school teachers. Oh,
Chairman
they got it wrong.
Chairman gave you a very big clue. It's all right. We've still got about 7 minutes left. How long this is probably going to take a week to upload.
Right.
Anyway,
now we need to go and give the final.
Pick the pace up. My mama basically suggested that Charlotte basically went shopping in George Jensen to basically celebrate the Australian female Prime Minister. She went for 19 years. She suggested that the captain was named after Captain Birdseye. That was quite good, isn't it? I quite like that one. She also got the £358.27, and she suggested the most inappropriate person in the club is a chairman, which, bearing in mind she gave birth to him sort of 41 years ago, seems a little bit on the rough side. Now, the treasurer. Well, she is fully aware that the captain grasped her father-in-law up.
Correctly said.
Also suggested that the Antipodean ambassador's booked a facial. Went for 19 years, £2.
Which is correct.
Which is sort of correct, yes. £2 to £10 was the rate of PIMS inflation.
Which is two wider marks. You're going to get a point, I think.
At this point, I should announce the only person who has actually met the Prime Minister was on first name terms with him is the captain of boats.
You've never met him?
I've never met him. No, the captain got this wrong.
You've never met Dave.
The captain was the chairman of governors at Gateway Primary School. So basically, you get the idea. Has the captain ever delivered?
Gateway Primary School is in the constituency of Whitney, and David Cameron is the member of Parliament for Whitney. For those people who don't actually know,
absolutely,
David Cameron is the member.
So, is the captain? We've got to pick the pace up about this now. It's right. I'm going to pause now. We'll stop.
No, keep on going.